You don't want to spend your golden years in a nursing home. And you don't have to. You see, the world has changed. Aging doesn't look like it used to. It's not about sitting in a corner, watching life go by from a window. It's about living, truly living, even after everything you've been through. When my mom turned 75, she had just gone through a divorce. 40 years of marriage gone. She sat across from me in her tiny apartment, clutching a mug of lukewarm tea, her eyes distant. She said, "I feel invisible, like I don't belong anywhere anymore." She wasn't sick. She didn't need a nurse. But she was tired. Tired of feeling like her only option was to fade away in some sterile hallway full of strangers and schedules. I remember the silence that followed. And then, she said something I'll never forget. "I want to wake up and still feel like myself. I want to choose what to do with my day. I want to belong, not just exist." That one sentence shifted everything. And that's when we started exploring what else was possible. Today, I want to walk you through 4 real, tangible alternatives to nursing homes. They're not gimmicks. They're not fantasy. They are real choices for people who still have life to live, laughter to share, passions to chase, and peace to find. These options, some familiar, some surprising, might be exactly what you've been searching for. Even if you're just beginning again. Even if the world told you it's too late. Because it's not. Let's imagine something together for a moment. You wake up to the smell of fresh coffee. Not from a machine in your room, but from down the hall. Someone's already started breakfast. You hear gentle laughter in the kitchen. Maybe someone humming. It's not a hospital. It's not a facility. It's a home shared, warm, real. That's co-housing. Now, you might be asking, what exactly is co-housing? Think of it like this. It's a small community, usually a cluster of homes or apartments, where people, often seniors, sometimes mixed ages, live independently, but together. You've got your own private space, your own kitchen, your own door to close. But just a few steps away, there's a shared dining area, a garden you tend with neighbors, a cozy room where you might gather for a book club, or movie night, or simply to sit in silence with someone who gets it. It's not assisted living. It's not about being taken care of. It's about choosing to care for yourself and for the people you share your days with. That distinction matters, because co-housing doesn't strip away independence. It protects it. Let me tell you about Rita. She's 68. After retiring and losing her partner within the same year, she found herself in a condo that felt more like a cage than a comfort. Her daughter suggested co-housing. At first, Rita rolled her eyes. She'd never liked the idea of roommates, let alone communal living. But after one weekend visit to a senior co-housing village in Oregon, everything changed. She told me, "I didn't feel like a patient. I felt like a person again." Rita moved in 3 months later. Yeah? She bakes on Thursdays. She organizes poetry readings once a month. She still takes her morning walk alone, just the way she likes. But when she comes back, she knows someone's going to ask her how it was and mean it. There are pros, of course. Companionship, shared resources, reduced isolation. Meals feel more like events than chores. There's always someone nearby, which is comforting. Yet you can still retreat to your space when you want silence. But let's be honest about the challenges too. You'll be living near others. Personalities will clash. There may be decisions to make as a group about gardening, cleaning schedules, even what kind of chairs go in the common room. It's not for everyone. You have to want community, not just proximity. Still, when you weigh it against a traditional nursing home, where costs can run upwards of $90,000 a year, co-housing often comes out ahead. In many of these communities, residents split the cost of maintenance and shared utilities. And because medical care isn't bundled in, you only pay for what you need when you need it. I had a subscriber ask me recently, but how do you even find a place like this? Great question. There are websites. I'll mention a few in a later video and directories specific to your region. Some co-housing spaces are decades old, others are just getting started by a few friends with a shared dream. And believe it or not, you can even start your own. It's not easy, but it's possible. I've met people who turned an old farmhouse into a home for 5 seniors and called it their sanctuary. And no, you don't have to be a hippie or extrovert to enjoy it. Just someone who values connection without control. Here's another question I got from James in Ohio. He asked, do these communities screen people before letting them join? Yes, most do. There's usually a process, interviews, sometimes a trial stay because harmony matters. No one wants tension in their safe space. But the goal is inclusion, not exclusion. If you're open, respectful, and interested in growing older with intention, you're probably already halfway there. So let me ask you, could you see yourself in a co-housing space like this? Does the idea make you feel curious or uncomfortable? And if it's uncomfortable, why? That's not a challenge. It's an invitation to reflect. Maybe you've spent decades making space for everyone else. Maybe now it's your turn to choose where and how you want to belong. You're not done. You're just different. And that's not something to fear. That's something to build from. Let me know what you think. I read every comment. This conversation matters because you matter. Let's talk about something many of us quietly hope for but rarely say out loud. I want to stay in my home. It's more than a wish. It's a declaration. You want your bed, your favorite coffee mug, the way the light hits your kitchen counter at 8 a.m. You want your memories and your freedom close by. That's called aging in place. And thanks to some incredible technology, it's more possible now than ever before. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I'm not a tech person. I don't want a camera in my living room. I don't even know how to set up Wi-Fi. Don't worry. This isn't about turning your house into a sci-fi movie. It's about smart tools that quietly work in the background, giving you peace of mind and helping you stay independent safely. Let me walk you through a few things. First, fall detectors. These aren't those clunky panic buttons from the 90s. Today's fall detection systems are discreet, wearable, even stylish. Some look like bracelets or watches. And they don't just detect a fall, they know if you're lying still for too long, and they can alert someone you trust in seconds. Then there's medication reminders. You'd be surprised how many people end up in the hospital simply because they forgot a dose or took the wrong pill at the wrong time. Yeah? A little device about the size of a mug can beep softly, light up, even speak your name and say, time for your morning medication. And if you forget, it lets someone know. Quietly. Kindly. And this one is special, remote check-ins. No, I'm not talking about being watched. I mean connection. Your daughter can get a simple ping on her phone that says, Mom opened the fridge. Your friend can check in with a one-button video call. You don't have to answer a dozen texts a day to reassure people. Technology can do it for you. Gently, silently, without intruding on your day. I spoke to Lisa, a caregiver and tech consultant who's been helping seniors set up their homes for years. She said, it's not about gadgets. It's about grace. The tech lets people breathe. It gives sons and daughters peace of mind, and it gives older adults their lives back. That stayed with me, because grace, that's what this is really about. Let me tell you about Edwin. After his wife passed away, he was ready to move into a facility. Not because he couldn't care for himself, but because he didn't trust himself alone. His daughter set up a few simple things in his home, a smart speaker that could answer questions or call her if he asked, a fall detector built into his watch, a medication dispenser that played his wife's favorite song when it was time to take his pills. It sounds small, doesn't it? But to Edwin, it meant everything. He said, the house doesn't feel empty anymore. It feels prepared. Now, if you're wondering where to begin, here's what I recommend. You don't need a full smart home setup. Start small, one item at a time. A wearable fall detector like the MG Move smartwatch or AngelSense. A medication dispenser like Hero Health or a more basic one with timers. A smart speaker like an Amazon Echo that you can talk to, set reminders with, even call people hands-free. And if you're open to cameras, a simple indoor ring cam or Wise cam that only you control can bring added safety, especially near entrances. I'm not sponsored by any of these. These are just things I've seen help real people. And if you're worried about setting it up, that's normal. Ask a neighbor, a grandchild. The library sometimes offers tech support. You don't have to do this alone. And once it's set, it works quietly in the background. One last thing. I've put together a simple printable checklist. Covers what to buy, how to set it up, and who to talk to if you want extra help. You can download it using the link in the description. It's free, and it's made with love, just like this channel. So, let me ask you, would this kind of setup make you feel more secure? Would it help someone you care about stay home longer with confidence? Because the truth is, technology isn't about replacing people. It's about supporting people. People like you, so you can live with dignity your way for as long as you choose. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever wished for a neighborhood where everyone gets what you're going through? Where you don't have to explain why you like quiet mornings? Or why you still chase purpose at 70? That's what senior villages and micro-communities offer. Not facilities, communities. Think of them as member-driven neighborhoods where older adults support one another, share services, and build lives side by side. One of the earliest was Beacon Hill Village in Boston. A group of neighbors in their 60s and 70s said, "We don't want to be moved out, we want to stay in." So they created a network of trusted drivers, handymen, wellness programs, and social events. They stayed in their own homes, but with community woven all around them. And it spread. In places like Ashby Village in California and Capitol Hill Village in DC, seniors pay a monthly or yearly fee, often far less than the cost of assisted living, and in return, they get help when they need it and companionship when they want it. You don't have to be wealthy. That's a myth I hear a lot. Many villages are nonprofits. Some offer sliding scale memberships. Some even partner with cities to support low-income members. It's about people, not profit. What makes these communities special isn't just the services, it's the routine, the purpose, the connection. As one resident put it, "I wake up knowing someone expects me at lunch or walking group or book club. I haven't felt invisible in years." That's powerful. If you're interested, here's what you can do. Look up the Village to Village Network. It lists local villages across the US. No village near you? Consider starting one. It begins with a meeting, a few neighbors, a shared goal. There's a guide online, and you don't have to go it alone. Because at this stage in life, you deserve more than comfort. You deserve connection. And these villages, they're proof that independence and community can go hand in hand. Would you ever consider joining one? Let's talk about it in the comments. What if I told you that your next home might come with laughter in the hallway, help in the kitchen, and someone younger asking you for life advice? It's called intergenerational living. A model where seniors live with younger people or families, creating shared spaces built on mutual respect, support, and understanding. It's happening in more places than you might expect. In the Netherlands, college students live rent-free with older adults in exchange for companionship and chores. In Canada, some families open their homes to retirees who don't want to live alone. Even in parts of the US, co-living models are emerging, not just out of need, but out of want. Because something beautiful happens when generations meet under one roof. Younger people gain wisdom. Older adults regain purpose. Loneliness fades. Stories are shared. And suddenly, you don't feel like you're living in the margins anymore. Let me tell you about Judith, 72, who moved in with a single mom and her 10-year-old son. She'd been widowed for 5 years. One day, she said, "I just missed hearing someone call my name." Yeah? She gets hugs before dinner and a smile every morning. She helps with school pickups. And in return, she says she feels seen again. It's not perfect, of course. Living with others means compromise, schedules, privacy, even differing lifestyles. But the key is clear communication. Write everything down before you move in, from shared expenses to quiet hours. Have honest conversations about expectations. And always allow time to adjust. It's a relationship, not just a rental. I spoke to one homeowner, a 35-year-old graphic designer, who opened his home to his elderly neighbor after she had a fall. He told me, "I thought I was doing her a favor. but she taught me how to slow down. She made my house feel like a home. There are real resources to find these opportunities. Websites like Silvernest, HomeShare, and national senior housing programs can match you with families or housemates based on compatibility, not just convenience. Now here's your moment to weigh in. Would you consider living with a younger family? Press 1 for yes, 2 for no, and share your why in the comments. Let's get a real conversation going. Because for some, this isn't just an idea, it's the lifeline they didn't know they needed. And if you're on the fence, just remember, sometimes healing doesn't happen in solitude. Sometimes it begins when someone across the table asks, "Can you tell me that story again?" You're not starting over. You're starting better. You're starting with wisdom in your bones, stories in your hands, and clarity in your soul. You've lived through heartbreak, through reinvention, through the quiet seasons. And yet, here you are, still becoming. Let me leave you with something to carry into tomorrow. Aging is not lost youth, but a new stage of opportunity and strength. Betty Friedan, it's never too late to be what you might have been. George Eliot, you are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. C.S. Lewis, the older I get, the more I realize that the only thing we ever truly own is our time. This chapter is yours to write, with boldness, with grace, and without apology. Wherever you are in your journey, whether you're just beginning to explore your options, or you've already made bold changes, know this, you still have time, you still have choice, and you're not alone. This space, this channel, this community, it's for you. Let's keep this conversation going. Tell me in the comments, where are you on your journey right now? What are you hoping for? What are you healing from? Your words could be the exact ones someone else needs to hear tonight. And if no one's told you this today, you are not behind. You are not broken. You are beautifully becoming. So go ahead, start better. We're right here with you. If this message spoke to you even just a little, then this space is for you. Subscribe for real talk after 60. Join this growing community of late bloomers who are choosing dignity, purpose, and peace every single day. And remember, you're not starting over. You're starting better. Check the description below for helpful links, resources, and everything we talked about today. You'll also find a free checklist and guide to explore your options further. Now, before you go, click the video right here to keep the momentum going. And if you haven't subscribed yet, tap the circle on your screen now.